I was at a meeting last week with an accountant who was going through and showing how they'd arranged their company files. Like they had tons and tons of clients, and they spent sort of years building and refining their folder structure, and how they made it really easy for their staff to find all the entities related to if they have a client that say had 15 different companies, how they arranged that all in their file structure. And he said to me, can this move to SharePoint? And absolutely, yeah, you can create, whether it's OneDrive or SharePoint, you can create whatever folder structure you want. So if your folder structure, and that's a really good question, because we do get asked this, like, well, we've been using the S drive forever. Can we make the folders look? Yeah, you make it look exactly the same if you like it.
My question always back is, well, do you really want to do that though? Right? So if you think about it, like you've taken the pains of showing all the different companies related to this big company, but you can just create a SharePoint site that says Techify, and everything for Techify is in that SharePoint site. So when you click on Techify, there's no missing companies that are associated with Techify, because everything is owned by that Techify SharePoint site. And then you just create a new SharePoint site for the next company. And then that way, everybody's data is secured. And at that point now, you can actually, this comes into the sharing portion, because if you're like us and you have clients that you work with that you want to share stuff with, you don't want to go through this arduous process, you just give the company administrator access to their SharePoint site. So now everything that you do on that SharePoint site related to the client, they have access to already. You don't need to go through this, set up an FTP and share a file or any of that stuff, right? So it's kind of cool, but you can keep the structure you want, but it's cool because you can learn, there's a new way to do it that just makes it easier, right? Doesn't take as long.